right, getting away from the sharks, getting back on land, and facing some wolves this time. All right, I got some exciting stuff, especially since it won't be CGI. Yeah, okay, anyway, let's get right here to the point and start here with the IMDb plot. At a cabin deep in the wilderness, a weekend of hunting turns to mayhem and a fight for survival when a pack of wolves attack a man, his female best friend, and her fiance. All right, everybody is being attacked by these wolves here. Um, all right, so this is a new one coming out very soon. Got a screener for this one, so let you guys know that at the top, which means I'll try to keep it spoiler free. I think it's pretty straightforward there with what it said there in the summary. Not too many twists and turns. So I don't know that there's a whole lot here to spoil, but I will definitely try to leave something there for you guys to see without spoiling or giving away every single thing that's happening here. I will also try to include a link to the press release that we put out on Promote Horror for it down below. So if you guys are looking for more information about the film and when it premieres and so forth, and where you guys can watch it, that should be there as well. So with that, yeah, it is wolves. Wolves are obviously going to attack at some point. But I'm gonna start by saying, this is not like a huge horror movie, obviously not a slasher or anything like that. Probably not even quite like a shark movie, like I mentioned at the top. The wolves will eventually, make an appearance and attack and so forth. But it's not, one of those ones where, like we see the wolves early on and then we see them getting a little bit closer and, almost like some of the shark movies. A lot of the beginning of the film is about the three people, and then it isn't until we get maybe close to halfway that the action kind of picks up, and then we have the wolves and then so forth, and then we have all that drama with wolves. So yeah, not really a typical horror movie to say, probably more of a thriller, more of a survival type movie here, just to let you guys kind of know that at the top. But yeah, you have three people here who are in this cabin, out in the wilderness. Very nice scene, nice area here that we're in here. And you have an interesting dynamic. And like I said, the film, the first, half of the film pretty much is going to spend, some time kind of exploring this dynamic of the three people here. And basically you have here a woman and two guys. And, she has a different relationship with both of them. And, one relationship with one is basically a best friend. There's a guy here who's been very long time friends with her, I believe back in high school. And so, they have that bond. And I should say the two of them also kind of, are the more outdoors type, and can also kind of bond over that, being able to survive in nature, being out in nature, and that kind of thing. They have that experience. The other guy here is basically, I believe, her fiance. I don't believe they're married yet. Yeah, that's what it said at the beginning. So they have that relationship. Obviously, they're dating. Obviously, they have future plans together and so forth. When they went up to the cabin, they thought the friend was supposed to bring his female friend, a girlfriend, or so forth, with him, but apparently he did not. Apparently they broke up. So it kind of leaves for an awkward, three people here. Everything kind of starts off fine. There's introductions. The two guys don't really know each other, so they're getting kind of introduced. The fiance kind of knows the history here, knows that they're friends or whatever. But, I think, many would say in this situation, and if you have any jealousness in your body here, you want to know a little bit about this friend. You want to know, their history, maybe a little bit more from his point of view, and kind of poke at that to kind of see, is he still just wanting to be friends? Maybe there's something more there, whatever. So you're going to kind of have that kind of dynamic playing out here early on. It kind of gets poked at, and then maybe poked at a little bit harder as we go. I would say the fiance is also not really the wilderness kind of person. He's there. He learns a little bit from the friend. Not really his soon-to-be wife. She doesn't participate. She kind of lets the guys be guys and kind of figure it out. But yeah, let's just say that kind of having the three together, mixed with some alcohol, mixed with maybe some jealousy and some questions and so forth. So, it kind of starts off nice, and then maybe have some rough spots here. But it eventually gets to the point where the two guys get on ATVs and drive further out into the wilderness. They're going to go on a hunting adventure, and it is on this hunting adventure when the wolves finally make an appearance, and the wolves come into the picture, and the wolves, kind of disturb the three. Maybe weren't at peace, but they're at least trying to have a good time, good weekend, and to learn about each other, and as we see in all, even though I said it's not a true horror movie, but you go to a cabin in the woods, and bad stuff happening, and this time is the wolves. So let's just say the wolves pounce, and the chaos kind of rolls on from there, and I'll kind of leave it at that, to let you guys kind of figure out what kind of happens next, and obviously you kind of know a little bit about what happens next, but basically, it is good to see, an animal movie here that is not in CG. I'm going to assume it's not in CG. I didn't look. It looked plenty real to me. I assume they used trained wolves or maybe dogs to do this. That's all my opinion. I don't know. I didn't read. I didn't, go down and then to see exactly what it is. But it looked fairly real to me. If for any reason it was CGI, then it was good CGI, better than the shark CGI. So yeah, you're gonna get a little mix in there, a little bit of drama. Obviously, the wolves are gonna attack. There's gonna be some blood involved, some injuries involved, and so forth. Some pain involved with them attack. It goes from being a three-person kind of drama early on, and awkwardness to more of a then in the back half kind of the survival movie, some tension, some suspense here. The wolves come, then they kind of disappear. Things are gonna happen within the three people, and then the wolves are gonna come back a couple of times around to try to continue their attack, and they're hungry or whatever, they're territorial. For whatever their reason is, they're attacking, and so we get we will get a little bit of blood, a little bit of action, definitely a little bit of suspense here in there, all done pretty well. I don't think they do anything pushing the boundaries here of reality. I think everything that kind of happened could have happened. They don't try to come up with weird stuff and do not one of the three suddenly becomes a super action hero here and has a great defense against the wolves or whatever. I think they kept it pretty real and pretty real to the situation that the three find themselves in. So they don't really push too far out of bounds here. So I liked that because it does spend a lot of time early on kind of being a real situation within the three. So we don't go too far out. Once the wolves attack, then all of a sudden one of them is Superman and is has amazing ways to kill the wolves. So I that's pretty much it. The acting is pretty good. It's good enough. Like I said, the three of them obviously going to be together a lot. And then once the wolves kind of get in, it is the up to dramatics, but it's not as much of the acting; it's more of the action that's going on, which is done fairly well. Like I said, they don't go too far. The wolves they're gonna look mean. There's a couple of good shots of them and kind of growling and then getting ready to attack. So there's some definitely good shots of them. The people are armed. They do have, I think it was a shotgun, a gun, whatever, and they start off. One of them has a bow and arrow, and the woman here is supposed to be very good at the bow and arrow, and that kind of comes into play a little bit here. So I actually like that. It's very simple to just you could have just given them each a gun and. They all could have been experienced and just, fended themselves off against the wolves with a gun. Obviously, things don't go as smooth, and you would think that maybe it would have been a little easier, but it's just, it didn't end up that way. I have to give the wolves something there. So, with that, the bow and arrow is a good thing. I kind of wished, it would have been used, and I thought, when they kind of start off, there's a scene early on with them, messing with the bow and arrow, that maybe it would have been a more of a factor than it ended up being, but, it would have been interesting, try to shoot some wolves with some bow and arrows, that's a good old time. But I guess, they didn't push that too much. They do try to use it, but I guess it's not used as much as you would have thought. What I think is, another interesting thing here, I think for the majority of the time, I think you can either be for or pretty neutral for the woman here in this situation. I don't think, as an audience, you're going to get pulled in too much direction for her. As far as liking her or not, but I think the two guys, kind of as this goes on, I think there are going to be moments where you're rooting for them or you're at least okay with them, and then other moments where you're maybe not so okay with them or maybe not rooting for them. So when it comes wolf time, maybe you don't mind if the wolf is chewing on one of them, or maybe it upsets you that the wolf is chewing on one of them. So I think, it kind of goes back and forth a little bit with you, as far as, your feelings for these two male characters here. So yeah, when it comes time, for the wolves, maybe you're for or against them, or maybe, you guys know me, the more the wolves eat and chew down or whatever, and the more blood that's spilled, I'm probably the happier. I don't really care about the drama of the three. Let the wolves have their time. But yeah, I think in general, that's kind of thing that's kind of set up here is kind of, you may like one for a little while, then maybe a period of time in the movie you're not gonna like them, and then where your feelings are with them, once the wolves make the appearance. So I think, that's another little tidbit going on here. So with that, I think I'm going to give it 2.5 pools of blood, down the middle of this out of 5. A good survival movie with wolves. I liked what they did with the wolves. But, it just, it's just like a very simple movie, nothing, too out of bounds here. Set up the drama between the three, later introduce the wolves, and, have a little bit of action, survivalness there to kind of finish off the film. So, nothing huge, nothing, way out there. But certainly still, a good movie. Definitely a good movie. You want a little bit of survival horror, sort of, or just survival movie in general. And if you're looking for a different animal, you had lots of different kinds of shark movies that have come out lately. If you're looking for a different animal here, definitely one here, and definitely done in a more realistic way for you guys to enjoy. So again, I'm going to give it 2.5 pools of blood, split it down the middle again out of 5 for this one. So with that, horrorgory-reviews.blogspot.com is where you can find all of my reviews written in video, obviously mostly video reviews as of late. So you can like and subscribe and do everything that everybody wants to do here on YouTube. Or if not, it is truly okay. I thank you for your time regardless. Twitter, Facebook information down below, so you can join me there or not as well, and talk about horror. And once you guys see this movie, you want to talk about it, or down in the comments section, once it comes out again, throw your comments down there. Did you like the movie or not? What do you think of the wolves? Much better than the CGI sharks or not? Yeah, and so with that, I guess I'll catch you on the next review, horror fans.